Music Mukbang. My name is Zoe, and today we're talking to Haunted by Humans.
Hello.
Second time, round 2.
Round 2, baby.
So for the people listening, we'll go down and the line, and we'll have everyone introduce their names and what instrument they play in the band. So let's.
My name is Jackson, and I'm the drummer.
Okay.
I'm Justice. I'm the lead singer, rhythm guitar, and bass.
Nice.
All right.
And I'm Wyatt Tabor. I play guitar and keys mainly.
All right, and it is a pleasure to have you guys back here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
The first time you guys were on the show, you can come through, Will. You're good. The first time we had you on the show, it was the Garden Girl Festival.
Yeah.
That they planned and did that all out. I did a speed round of like 6 interviews.
Oh, yeah.
Back to back. We were in and out.
Yeah.
But coincidentally, at that time, you guys had an EP that had just came out.
Yeah, it was just put out there.
And now you just have an EP that just came out.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
So,
Finally. Took us a while, but
if White Noise could make shapes, did I say that right?
Yeah,
okay.
she did.
So that is your second EP.
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit about that. How long did it take to make?
So that a lot of the songs on it were already written either during the time of when we were making Bend, or like some of the songs on there like date back to before we had even put out Bend or started working on those songs.
Okay.
And the only difference for this one is that for Bend we were all together, and for this one we were separated because
Okay.
Jack and I were here in Illinois, and Wyatt.
I was off getting a degree in doing something. I was down in
Yeah.
Nashville. I was going to the Blackbird Academy learning how to be a sound engineer, how to do all the ins and outs of that.
How to become our secret weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Pretty much just came down several weekends and grinded, and that's how this
Yeah.
came up.
So you were able to first-hand put everything that you learned to use for
Absolutely,
this
and it
EP?
helped enormously.
Yeah.
There were so many
Awesome.
new things that we were able to try, new techniques that we were
Yeah.
able to use, especially on Just Today.
Yeah.
We were using a new mic setup that we hadn't tried before,
Yeah.
which really, I think, helped form the sound of that
I
song.
think this EP in comparison was meant to be a little bit more free, because
Yeah.
we had very, very specific rules with the first one that we did not follow at all.
Yeah,
We
Right.
were just like,
Break
Fuck
all
it.
our rules.
fuck it,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
we need to like make something. So
With this EP, we really hit our stride, I guess, in
Yeah.
the creative process.
Yeah.
For the first one, it took us forever to really get it all together, but
it
with
took
this
us
one,
almost 5 years.
yeah, it took us almost 5 years.
Those weekends down in Nashville, we were just plumbing the
It was
whole
amazing,
time.
and it was really a dream to be living out in Nashville, and especially to have the opportunity for these guys to come down and join me.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say is your favorite part about, obviously, I guess when you think Nashville, you think about the whole thing as a music scene, but
Yeah.
where you were living and where you were studying, what was your favorite part?
It's the community. It always will be.
Yeah.
I made so many great connections, met so many amazing people, and everyone is there for the art, for the music. So it was really nice to be around like-minded people. We were able to play a few shows down there with incredible groups of artists,
Right.
and it was just really nice to meet people like-minded.
Yeah, absolutely. And would you say that because the space is so rich in terms of like mainstream music, like, you know, all the bars on Broadway
Of course,
and
right.
you know, all the museums and stuff like that, but then also the local music scene, would you say that kind of helped to spark the creativity, if you will?
Well, I mean, we didn't get to play a show until we thought we were done with
Yeah.
the second EP.
Okay.
So like we just kind of got to go out and see it a few times, but I think when recording this one, we just kind of stayed in Wyatt's apartment and like just the
Right.
3 of us together, and we just there were a few moments where we argued and we laughed and we hugged, but like it was great. It was an amazing experience, just the 3 of us.
It was really nice to get new insight in the way other people worked
Yeah.
on their music through my schooling and my education. I was
Yeah.
able to see a lot of different points of views and new approaches to the things that we'd already been doing.
Absolutely.
So it was nice to get a fresh pair of eyes and ears.
It was definitely like a newfound confidence.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like that we
Yeah.
have and share, which is cool.
And I feel like you can definitely hear that in the project. It definitely sounds like you said, like very much like a level up, like
Right.
just whole new door for Haunted by
Right.
Humans,
And we
right?
want them to like seem like a picture altogether. So like 1 and 2 should be somewhat similar to each other,
Right.
but like there's a third one on the way that like is
Okay.
supposed to like complete the whole image.
The
Yeah.
trilogy.
We took a lot of liberties on this one too.
Yeah.
For the first one, we stayed in the era and the vibe that we had been for the past forever as Haunted by Humans. But with this second one, we were able to explore new grounds and try new things, new genres, stuff we hadn't had a chance to touch yet. So it was nice to break away from our classics.
Regular Haunted by
Well, and I think that is something that I found very interesting about the EP is that it does kind of encompass a lot of different genres at once. Like it's, you know, a little bit of EDM or a little bit of alternative, like undertones of like 1975-esque, whatever you might consider that to be. What would you say now? I know you said you intend for the EPs to kind of go together like that.
Yeah.
What would you say, though, is different, either in terms of the writing or anything like that, compared to the first one?
I think this time, with the first one, we were like, we just want to make a good, like, a solid impression on like an alternative rock album as the sound palette. I think this time, like, we've always considered ourselves like that's not exactly what we are. Like we love all of it and want to make like all different types of music. So this time we were like, let's just get free and kind of be like weird now to be able to like while we're in this phase of like EPs and like small bodies of work, kind of show like different things that we're capable of.
We definitely have our roots in alternative rock for sure, but we've always from the very beginning been like we want a genre blend, we want to mix and match, we want to play around for sure. So it was nice to kind of go this like more electronic route with it.
For sure. And I think it's cool too because you have, you know, the first EP, you have this one, and people will get a little taste of it.
Exactly.
And they'll get to figure out like what they like and kind of follow you guys along the journey as you're figuring it out too. So that's super cool.
And I consider that one of my favorite parts of finding an upcoming band is watching them grow as new bodies of work come out and develop and change.
Right, exactly.
Well, and I feel like too, when you get to know the band like a little bit more, like personally too, it makes you so much more open to whatever genres they may be exploring.
Right. Absolutely.
So even if it's not like, you know, all of a sudden you're like, I guess, I don't know, top of mind Taylor Swift, right? Like if you started out listening to her, she was a country artist, you may be more open to when she kind of slowly transitioned into pop as opposed to someone just, you know, starting out and sticking with one genre all the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, for this EP, you guys have played it live already, correct?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Was there any song or any part of the EP that you approached differently after playing it live a couple of times?
I think, personally, I think Dogma. That's the one that is, like, I think the most different from anything that we've ever written. But, like, has been something, like, that's one of the oldest songs on the EP. And outdates some of the ones on Bend as well, being like that. It's changed so many different times.
Yeah.
But, like, we wanted it to feel more like we're dancing, we're moving, right?
The original version of that is so rock heavy as well.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. It's cool too, love it.
I love doing that. I love going back to the first versions of all of our songs are monumentally different than the finished product, and especially Ben. It was nice to be able to challenge ourselves with that song.
Right.
Because I think each of us individually were challenged by that song, and that was the point.
Absolutely. And so since having been in Nashville, do you guys have a goal to play some shows there now? I know you mentioned that you guys were there recently.
We're
We've played 2 in Nashville, but of course, as we always will be, we'll play anywhere, anytime. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter the state, nothing. We'll play.
So DM us on Instagram at Haunted by Humans.
Yes, please.
Shameless.
Hit them up. So, awesome. Well, I am so excited to hear the EP live. I think it's going to be great. Do you have a favorite or a song that you're most excited to play tonight?
Oh, man. I definitely have. I have a few. I mean, I can never get tired of playing Poison the Town.
Okay.
I love it. We love playing it as a group. Even in our rehearsal spaces, we just get pumped up by that. And the new one from EP2, I'm most excited for Salt. Because I hope people are going to love it. Gets
Salt's
people rowdy.
Fun to play live. I think Dogma is probably the most fun to play, though. From the new EP.
I'm on the Dogma line as well. The drum part is so fun live.
So look out for that. That's going to be our first song of the night.
We're going to have a great time.
Do you have any added elements, since there is kind of a little bit more of an electronic undertones to the EP? Does it change the way you perform live?
I think live, we have a vocal processor, but I think live we still kind of operate as like a quote unquote like rock band live, because like we want like people to like get into it and feel what we're trying to do and have an experience. So
right, and I think we talked about this in the past too, of like the live show is going to be a separate experience from the.
It should feel similar to what is recorded, but be in and of itself its own experience.
Yes, absolutely.
Full embodiment.
It'll have its own little special chorus.
Absolutely. And the new things that we changed quite a few things from the recorded version to the live version just to give it a little bit more excitement. So
absolutely.
It's
all
fun.
right. Well, for 2024, what are some goals for Haunted by Humans?
Oh boy.
Got a lot.
Take it away.
Yeah. EP3 should be coming out soon. And then potentially going to Colorado to try and make something happen there. And then an album.
Cool.
That's the goal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming
thank
on
you
the
for
show.
having us.
Thank you for having
We
us.
recorded this at Canopy Club, and this has been Music Mukbang. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome.